We have 100 void shards today. I'm gonna go ahead, open those, and see if we can get ourselves a void legendary. Hey you guys, it's Cece. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am playing on my test server, and as mentioned, we're gonna do some shard pulls. Now I'm super excited. I love pulling void shards, really any shards, in trying to kind of see rates, see what we get, and potentially be able to have some fun with the champions that we're gonna pull. So as mentioned, we're gonna go ahead and start pulling these guys and see what we can get. I always ask if you feel like times 10 is luckier than just like single pulling or not, and I'm trying to think back to any of the voids that I've actually pulled, and anytime I've gotten lucky, and honestly you guys, I think it is in a times 10. It's where I've done a singular pull and actually gotten something really exciting in that sense. I think maybe like once, but it's definitely been the times 10 ones in general that have kind of served me better. But the nice thing about voids is that you get other great champions as well, whether that is the rares, whether that is some good epics. Now the question is, are we going to see anything apart from blues and rares today? Because that seems to be all I'm seeing at the moment. Not necessarily a bad thing, because I'm thinking of some of the videos I want to do on this account, which includes using only cold hearts or building paid keepers, or maybe what happens with 5 bellowers. These are the questions we need to answer. So that's the goal for the pulls that we are doing today. Now I will say, so far it's not looking so good. How many times have I only done? 2 times 2? 3, and we have yet, so we're 30 shards in, we have yet to actually get an epic. Legendary is always a long stretch, I'll be honest with you guys. That one's like, that's a long stretch to actually be able to get one, considering last time I pulled on this account I did actually get one. There's our first epic, you guys. Yeah, let's go. Tolf the Maymad. I don't know if we've gotten him before. He might be a new one. You know what, let's take a look. Let's take a moment and see, what do you actually do, Tolf? You are an orc, an HP epic. Attacks an enemy 2 times. Each hit heals this champion by 30% of the damage. 30%? This attack cannot be critical. Attacks an enemy when not attacking bosses. Inflicts pure damage and decreases the target's HP to 50%. Inflicts damage based on this champion's max HP instead. And places a stun debuff for 1 turn if the target already has less than 50% HP. Okay. Inflicts damage based on this champion's max HP when attacking bosses, and decreases the value of all enemy shield buffs by 50% at the start of every turn, and increases this champ's max HP by the same amount. Ooh, honestly, it could be a little bit fun. There's some of those champs where you kind of read their skills and you're like, seems like a fun champion. And you guys still, to this day, when you see certain pulls, you're like, why? Like, in terms of like, oh, she should be like more excited, or why she's so excited for this champion. Guys, I'm still learning the champions. I'm always gonna get excited for all of them, but I'm also gonna hope that they're always all good. So yes, Cold Heart, we need many of you for these video ideas I have planned. And as a reminder, there's no boosted rates on this account, so no times 2 will not exist. So I've also seen a couple people asking about that and saying, why are you pulling? Wait for times 2. It doesn't exist here. Ideally, yes, you wait for times 2, but for us, no. And we have Yuzan. So this one was actually part of a fusion. So the champ itself, though, is decent enough, actually. I think this is one that I even suggested building. Attacks an enemy, transfers a random debuff from this champion to the target, heals this champ by 10% of their max HP. Second skill attacks all enemies, 75% chance of removing 2 random debuffs from all enemies. Heals this champ by 10% of their max HP for each buff removed by this skill. Third skill removes a random debuff from all allies, heals all allies by 20% of this champ's max HP, and places a block debuff buffs on all allies for turns. Whenever this champion heals themselves, one of their own skills also heals all allies by 20% of any surplus heal. Now, this is a champ I myself wanted to use in Faction Wars, and part of the reason I said that he was good. So. And continuing on, Cardinal. So Cardinal is a champ. I've actually pulled her a few times. It's definitely been a few times along the way to actually get her. Painkeeper is another one that I actually want to do some videos with, so I would like some multiple Painkeepers. Not upset about seeing that one. Tree Shield Knot is another good champ. Cardinal does attack an enemy, 10% chance of placing a 5% poison debuff for 2 turns. Heals a target ally by 30% of their max HP with a 60% increased defense buff for 2 turns. Does have an AoE. This is like good, again, kind of Faction Wars, but revolves all dead allies to 25% HP and boosts their turn meter to max. So just having a reviver in there is nice. With any Faction Wars, having a reviver is, I'm making my way through there. So many Tree Shield Knots. How many of these do we want to build? Maybe a few. Maybe getting a lot of them today. It is a sign that I need to build a multiple. Ooh, she's new. I haven't seen you before. Giving me the Cold Heart Dark Elves. Yep. So first skill, attacks all enemies. That's it, just for everyone. Attacking everyone, the first skill. Second skill, attacks all enemies. 80% chance of placing 50% decreased accuracy debuff for 2 turns. Places 30% decreased speed debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. Decreases the turn meter of all enemies by 40%. That's kind of nice. Faction, that's what I was thinking. Ally speed faction by 22%. She actually seems kind of fun. I feel like she'd be super helpful there, actually. I'm going to do a couple single pulls because I did talk about doing single pulls earlier, so we'll see. We'll see. Scrapper. Look at all these rares. How many? We haven't gotten that many voids actually for 100 shards, I feel like. There, oh, as I said it. Skull Crown. So Skull Crown is one I've pulled a couple times. Attacks all enemies, places an extra hit if the target has more than 50% HP. Kind of nice. Attacks all enemies, 50% chance of placing a 25% weakened debuff for 2 turns. Places an unkillable buff on this champ for a turn every time their HP drops below 20%. Revives this champ with 30% HP, however only available when Zanisha is on the same team. And we have an ally speed in Arena by Zen. As I said, I pulled her a couple times. I haven't built her yet though. She's not necessarily top of my build list, but all right, let's do our last times 10 pull because that is all I have room for. And see, there's some cold hearts. Who else we could get? Paragon, Interceptor. We've gotten a few of her as well. But the fact we're coming away from 2 cold hearts from this is good. And that is it. That is all. That is my 100 shards, I think is what we did here. So I have 2 cold hearts kind of on the go here, but we did end up pulling a couple more and we did get some epics. However, I feel like into race we didn't get an insane amount today, which is valid, which is fair. It's only 100 shards, which I still think is a lot. I still will say 100 ancients, or sorry, 100 voids is a lot. It's a lot of collection going on. A lot of work. So, I mean, we didn't necessarily get any, I think, amazing champions today, but that's okay because it all is going to go towards the bigger picture, which is going to be some kind of fun videos built with all of these random champs that we're getting. If you download Raid Shadow Legends using my link, I'm actually going to start you off with the free legendary champion on day 1. And then at level 10, level 20, and level 30, you'll get yourself an epic. That is 4 amazing champions that you can get just by downloading using my link. That is it for today's video, and I will say we didn't have any surprising results in the polls that we had today, but I do want you guys comment down below and let me know who is the one void that no matter if you pull, you will not feed. For myself, I think that's going to be Cold Heart. For this account anyway, I'm just going to keep building and collecting them. Be sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos as I am posting a video a day. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!